are live. So welcome everyone to this live coding session. So I think this is the third live stream that we're doing this month. A lot of things are happening, and this is all about MetaMask Connect and showing how the integration works with Kyber network. So let's do a quick round of intro. Ken, do you want to start first? Guest always first.
Thank you so much, guys, and very happy to be here. It's such a pleasure to be on the stage with you guys with MetaMask. Kyber and MetaMask has been a really close partner since the day, and we supported you guys since day one. So yeah, I'm doing institutional relation at Kyber. My name is Ken, and very happy to be here. At the later stage, I'm going to show how the new exciting updates of MetaMask is going to look like on the user front end and also the Kyber Swap front end. It's an amazing update, guys. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
Nice. Pleasure. Shabazz, our expert in the room. You want to quickly introduce
Hey,
yourself?
hey everyone, my name is Shabazz. I lead the dev for MetaMask Connect side and everything that you see on the doc side. Uh, very excited to showcase like what we have built, and this session will cover a lot of updates. Can't wait to share more.
Nice. Excited. So again, so welcome everyone. We have around 50 minutes to show, showing live, trying to kind of get Connect working, try to breaking while we are under pressure in this live stream, and then showing also some slides for context. Yeah, so for the builders, for the developer, for the founder hearing us, I think this is also a good opportunity to kind of follow on. We're also sharing some of the specific steps for migration. Yeah, so I'm excited. This is one of the first live coding session around MetaMask Connect for this quarter, and there is a lot of updates being shipped. Also, Shabazz worked very hard on the doc side with both tutorial and guides. So there is a bunch of also supporting documentation for all the company out there. Okay, sounds good. So what are we going through? Quick intro and context. We're also speak a bit about the case for Connect. We will run this quick start with some slide, and then the quick starts with some live coding session with Shabazz. And then also for the people hearing us already have an integration happening. We have also an opportunity to see how the migration works. We also quickly speak about going multi-chain because yeah, we're super excited because we're not just supporting the Ethereum network specifically, but also other non-EVM networks. And it's very cool that we're supporting that, and we've been very strongly advocate in also other ecosystem for this integration. And then we have Ken kind of lighting up everything around the Kyber swap, how we kind of make the integration. I think you want to show also some parts of the platform, and let's do it. And then Q&A. So quick housekeeping that is everyone listening right now. We have a chat. Feel free to ask questions around Connect, Kyber, or anything related. And yeah, I think let's get it started. What kind of are you excited more about a specific part of the agenda, Shabazz? What are kind of your highlight before? I'm always asking this
I
before the
would,
live stream and after.
yeah, I would love to be in the place where we can straight away go to migration guide, because that is something that a lot of the dApps are still waiting for this upgrade to happen, and probably Ken and the team from Kyberswap can watch for that, because we exactly did the same step, and we'll just run you through about the steps needed for the migration and how it looks like. It's not just there could be manual step, there could be an LLM based steps, and there is a plugin that we built, and there is more things that we want to showcase once we reach to the migration stage. And can't wait to talk about that, because the migration section is not just the migration from the previous MetaMask legacy SDK to the MetaMask Connect, but also from someone sitting in the the wagmi 2 world to move it to wagmi 3, and how does that look like. So I think I can't very excited to showcase all this in the code and how it looks like, and then
Nice.
probably showcase more on the LLM side and how to beautify most of it. So let's see.
Nice. Okay, sounds good. Excited. Okay, let's do it. So Quick intro and context. So feel free to also answer in the chat, if you heard about Connect, if you kind of like test it out, if you use it for your specific like project. But so maybe you heard about MetaMask SDK. This was launched 3 years ago, was EVM only. And there were different kind of like specific things that happened, right? So there was a different code base to maintain. We also like there was a lot of like failing in maintaining performance SLOs, and especially when company wanted to scale. So basically, the full decision here was kind of like, okay, let's rebuild this wallet connector from the ground up. And I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
do you have go for
Just
it? Go
on
for it.
that, Francesco, mainly on the mobile remote connection, and I think once Ken will be showcasing us about the Kyber swap. So unfortunately, we don't have the previous version of the Kyber swap, but like I'll just give the context so that once we reach there, one can relate that like what is mobile remote connection and how does that work. So and we'll see it in action, but like prior to that, like that was so buggy, it was not working, and that is why companies like Kyberswap, they implemented their custom logic. When the MetaMask extension is not available, that where the mobile remote connection comes into the play as of today. But like once it was so buggy, they decided to just let the people probably migrate, just point it to metamask.io, let them download and do the stuff. But I think that section I'll keep it for Ken to showcase like what exactly that is. But just keep in mind that these were part of the remote connections, and then everything happens through this the MetaMask Connect lets. So
Oh,
yeah,
I
over to you,
remember.
Francisco.
I remember so many UX issue being flagged also. I think that was definitely like something that yeah, we didn't look forward to, and the fact that but at the end is a journey, right? So the fact that we started rebuilding it, I think, was also showing a lot of like sustainability and resilience. And yeah, let's do it. So case of Connect. Oh yeah, Shabazz, you wanna go first? Kind of like why and how
Yeah,
this SDK evolved.
yeah, exactly. So basically the like as you said, we were facing a lot of issues. It was not at all a good SLO to look into. We were having some bugs on the remote mobile connection flows, and the experience was not that great, and also the fact that like it was EVM only, and hence we built MetaMask Connect, which has much more cleaner developer experience. The APIs are very modular, and guess what? It just works out of the box for wagmi 3. If you're in wagmi 3, it's just a connector away. You just need to import the MetaMask connector from the wagmi connector, and that's all you need, and everything just works out of the box. And yeah, we saw the performance boost. The reliability is near to 100% on the especially on the the browser control, as well as the new mobile protocol, which is the the mobile wallet protocol that we work with, like for the remote connections. And this is like the success rates are much higher, and it's not just EVM only. We are for all chains. MetaMask supports multi-chain by native, and guess what? Like if you just start with EVM today, this is a future proof that like it means you can be multi-chain down the line, right? And it meets and surpasses all the SLOs that we were talking, and we were seeing that it's not great. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I like the also like the future proofs, right? That we surpass all the SLOs and there is a clear modular code.
True.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. Okay, sounds good. So let's do it. Like we definitely want to jump in the weeds. And so if I'm like kind of like a founder, I have my own product. So how the integration will look like? Where do I start? I assume always like like docs for either human, or I will get my agent to actually like check out all the docs and the guides. But what is your recommendation, Shabazz? Where to get started here?
So I would say it's again, let's see it from the human lens first, and then we'll also try to see like from the AI lens. But
Mhm.
guess what? Like we have built this MetaMask Connect, make sure that like the whole thing is consumable for humans as well as for agents. So the easiest would be to just do the npm create repo. So if you move one slide above, so like it's very simple that you do it through either npm pnpm. like, so we'll be using the Vite React TypeScript, as you can see from the template, and then we'll try to just follow that path and then install the MetaMask Connect EVM. And once you go one slide more, the inclusion of the MetaMask Connect is very simple. That you just need to import the create EVM client, and then just make this the code available with the dApp name and URL, icon URLs, and that's all. You just call the await EVM client and connect, and you will be able to see your what all accounts you're connected to, what all chains that you're connected to. So let's see it in action. So probably I'll share a screen and then try to get things from this sense. So
Sounds good. Sounds good.
okay, I have copied that command. Let me know if this is good enough to be visible. If not, I'll just
It's good. If
increase
you can do it
my
a bit, yeah, that's perfect. You read my
perfect.
mind, Shabazz.
See, I know. So yeah, so simply this is the MetaMask Connect live session. Nothing crazy here, right? And this is very boilerplate code. This is nothing to do with what we have on the MetaMask Connect yet, because this is the Vite React TypeScript boilerplate code that we get from the Vite repo. So let this installation run. Ideally, I would love always to start with, the PNPM side. So let me see if I can have it here, and we can run the localhost. This is nothing crazy, nothing happening, right? So we have everything here, all good, right? Nothing crazy as of now. So what else we need to do is simply do the npm install MetaMask Connect EVM. So I'll be a bunch of I think not. So we have MMC tab maybe here. We copy this and do the npm install. Let me know at times when the code is not visible, but this is simple. We do connect EVM, we install the code, we install the package, and then from here on, we'll switch to cursor, which will have much better code structure, and see like how we go about that. Okay, looks like some of the code is here, and we do. But yeah, please let us know which of the tool or editor that you use now. Given that like there are many, probably Francesco can
Mhm.
which all editor that you guys use.
No, and I
And
mean, yeah, Cursor, of course. When you actually speak about Cursor, I'm thinking right now about Composable 2.5. They were speaking a bit about the team that
oh,
I need to
see,
still
it's
test it
already
out.
pre-selected.
Yeah. Oh, nice, nice.
Already pre-selected. But yeah, it's good. So it's nothing crazy here, right? So what do we do? What we just import the Infura, sorry, the import create packages from um, this. So let me do this, which is import from MetaMask Connect EVM. This is good, and to do create EVM client. That's all, not the provider. So we have this. Thanks to autocomplete, it's already saying me how do I start, but it's not picking the right ones. Let me do the ones, and that's why you would rightly be starting from you know the LLMs would be much faster and easier. But I'm just going through this is my dApp. Probably the URL is correct. But like after the dApp, you would need something called API, so that like your RPC URLs are good. We do the supported networks. Thanks, and we have these supported networks. But ideally, this when you see the docs, we have a helper function called get Infura RPC URL. So if you're using Infura RPCs, feel free to use that and simply put it here. For now, I'll keep it simple and then just uh, put it here, most of it. So the client is ready. What we need is basically a function just to call that client. So I will not be utilizing a lot of UI updates yet. So let's see if in action like everything is working. What else we need? We need this to be part of one of the functions, so which is like probably handle connect, and then this should be the, yeah, I think so far this is good. We just need to do the EVM client, and okay, EVM client, or we can call it client, but just for simplicity we can do the EVM client. What else? What is connect does not exist on type? Okay, MetaMask Connect EVM. It shouldn't be like that. It is available, but let me see if we can pass the chain ID and see if it's working. It's not. It's not a end of the thing. Maybe the Infura. Let me do the Infura one. Um, get Infura RPC and call the, what else we need to do. Let's import this package and call it Infura RPC just for the. Okay, so this is not that. It is an await. So once that is done, this bit goes away. We can get rid of this, which is fine. So you don't have to do the manual one, the hard step as of now, and it does return accounts as we saw, and the chain ID. We'll just print it out. And what else? So this is the function. We'll utilize a button just to showcase the handle connect. And I think no error. Sorry if the code is not looking good or messy. We'll just put it something here. Ideally, you should put the Infura API key here. And what else? We have to start the server, which is here. And yeah, let's see. So we have the connect, right? Clicking on hit, it will give you the option to connect with the wallet. And once connected, obviously you don't see anything here. And in the console, you must see the account that you're connected to, and also the chain ID that you are connected to. So this is as simple as that, but this is not looking good. So let me use AI to do some magic here. Yeah? Update. So feel free to tell Francesco and Ken, like, how do you work with LLMs? I usually do just update this to latest and modern design, right? Also
Yes.
include the option to show balance, probably switch chain as well, right? And what else? Sign message and some transaction,
I'm
right?
always giving even references, like check out also the integration docs.
Yeah,
just as
true, exactly.
cross-reference.
And I would love to show that when we talk about the migration and like through the wagmi.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
I'm just seeing, like, because what it does is that, like, it's we have, if you have not seen our docs, most of the docs that we have something to like open with Claude and ChatGPT and Perplexity, right? So every LLM is kind of aware of like what we are up to. So just using that, because of this context, the LLM should be aware of like what to use it, how to upgrade this whole thing. So this is because someone might have used that particular button already. They have the context, and I think we keep it updated to the LLM's files as well through the docs. So I'll showcase that as well. Let's see how much time it takes. But ideally, when I do the bigger ones, I do it in the plan mode. But since this is very basics till now, so I just do it in the agent mode itself. So it's taking some time, yeah. But
you give already context, right? Like the context of the Connect docs.
Not yet. So it's pulling it from the previous context that some might have already used it. So all the beauty of this is that like we are all compatible here. So when we go to docs here, right? Like one can obviously open in Claude, ChatGPT, and Markdown files, but like how everything is being pulled up is from this LLM txt, we have all the the LLM txt files over here, and even if somebody wants like a very contextual on a high level MetaMask Connect docs, they can just paste in this, and then the LLMs will have the context. But I think by default, these are already picked up by the LLMs in general. So let's see how this does that. Like apart from just doing the plug and play connect, uh, oh wow, lovely. I mean, better than like that whole flow. This has everything. Probably I would not do it in this fashion. I may have hidden this whole thing, just a one or two prompt away to make it like a full-fledged app. But like if you connect, you'll have the option to get this, and then let's see if you switched here. We got switched here. Um, you may notice that like the balance is not working because if you see the RPC is corrupt, or it's not as expected. So feel free to use the the get Infura RPC URLs to the Infura API keys to get to the ones, or use some other RPC providers right out of the box to just get everything working. But like I think the sign in should work. Yes, it's working. And same goes for the same transaction. I believe we are on Solana, Sepolia, right? So yes, we are on Sepolia. Let's see if we can transfer some funds over here. I think I might have some Sepolia. Yeah, I have, and I'll be able to do this. So uh, apart from just doing the connect, we'll have this option to get it working. Everything is here. Transaction got submitted, and it will work. So the question is here is that like why like why would I need the MetaMask Connect, right? So I'll keep showcasing this, and probably I think Tan can also show more when we talk about Hyperswap. So let's say this is the state where we already have the extension installed, right? And this is basically an incognito window, right? Which does not have the extension installed, right? So if you want to be connected to all the MetaMask users, right, and they might have MetaMask wallet, right? So how do we connect? So once you use MetaMask SDK, you this allows this QR code to pop up. Like if the extension is not available, so since this is in incognito mode, you cannot install the extension. But also apart from the QR code flow, like one you can scan it from the mobile device and just get through the login. Or if they want the extension, they can click on that button and then just install it in the browser itself, right? So yeah, so this was very quick intro on like how the MetaMask Connect the quick start happens. And yeah, do we have any questions around this? If not,
I see Adarsh saying JavaScript or Go more preferable. But yeah.
JS or Go more preferable. Okay, so yeah, I think this is JavaScript. We are using JavaScript here. So I think if you don't have anything around the quick start part, this is the time maybe we can talk about the wagmi or the migration, how we do that, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
again,
yeah.
So let me stop this, close this, and I will utilize this whole thing. So are we back on the slides? Okay, nice.
Yes, you want me? Yeah, I just wanted to kind of like recap a bit, right?
Yes,
so basically, like what you do here, npm create, you build your own template, you see it in the repo. I think like exactly what you show here, what you actually like do, and then you run the npm run dev, and yeah, connect, sign, and send. I think any caveat or anything that people are kind of like facing problems, even in this LLM, developer experience journey.
So I think there was one which we found out thanks to I think Sky Money, one of the client using the MetaMask Connect SDK. So you remember the QR code that I showed, right? So that was not properly showing up on one of the version prior to this the latest one, couple of versions back. So the funny enough that was not an issue on our end. That the issue was on the CSP and how a dApp might have hosted that. So like if you have seen the QR code, and we'll see it multiple times later in this session as well. So there, once you see the QR code, there is a fox icon in between, right? So that fox icon was not rendering properly because of the CSP blocking some URL. And we do have the troubleshooting section. Like if you are stuck on that, if you are facing that issue, that the QR code is not properly rendering, uh, look through your console. You'll find that same issue. Just put it in the MetaMask docs. You'll find exactly where to find out. I'll showcase once I'll be back sharing my screen on what exactly that looks like. Maybe we can come again in the Q&A session. But like that was one of the caveat. Like if you're part of that version, you need certain steps to just whitelist the MetaMask URLs and stuff. But if you can just upgrade your version, and you will be good to go. We have fixed that issue already in the latest
Nice.
version.
Okay, sounds good. I think we're ready to actually spoke with the migration walkthrough. Yeah, so people like normally, I think like maybe a question that I wanted to ask Shabazz is like, what is your like current experience? When kind of like founders or like dApps want to kind of integrate Web3 wallets? I'm a bit biased because I care about SSO and social logins too, right? So I want to have like the general audience. But what are kind of the solution today that people need to kind of like choose, or their LLM
Yes.
need to choose?
So so I would say to get connected with MetaMask, it's not that you only have to get the MetaMask Connect SDK. You can do it there if you just want a custom flow for one wallet icon sitting there for login with MetaMask, something like that. You can use MetaMask Connect EVM package or Solana package as per your chains available, or you can go multi-chain. But it is also available through wagmi. So hence there is a wagmi 2 to wagmi 3, because as I think we touched on this, that like MetaMask Connect works out of the box for wagmi 3, and anything that uses wagmi 3 like Rainbow Kit, Connect Kit, App Kit, whoever uses those packages as a multi wallet connector, uh, that would still be, one can still use the MetaMask Connect behind the scene of those packages. There are steps to do it, but I think the Rainbow Kit is in progress. Connect Kit is in progress. Everything is in progress. But what's live is wagmi. As of today, you can just use wagmi, and I think you touched on the social login as well. So some may want social login as well. At the same time, wants the MetaMask login too. So we are working with different partners like Dynamic, Privy, Web3 which is embedded wallet now, and even Third Wave to be part of. So we are working with them to have not just the social login options. If they choose MetaMask on their flow, it will still be powered through the MetaMask Connect SDK. So and you get the
Nice.
same benefit of, if the extension is not installed, you still get the QR code to connect with your MetaMask users.
Nice. Sounds good. Okay, yeah, that's super useful. Okay, let's do it. So migration specifically.
Yes. So I think these are just the highlights, like what needs to happen. Like if you are working from the previous SDK, you just need to remove the MetaMask SDK, and like if you're part of the React package, the React Native, you just need to remove that, and then just install the MetaMask Connect and bump the wagmi version to v3. Instead of using use connect, you can use accounts and similar wagmi hooks. But I think these are just the pointers. The fun step is like how do we get started, and see. So maybe if you can put my screen back, we'll see what else we can do. Right. Do we have my screen? Perfect. I see my screen here. So which is the live session. So how do we go about this? Like there are multiple ways that you can get started, right? One is through migrating from the previous SDK, or you can use the wagmi to get you quick started, which just works out of the box for wagmi 3. But there is a migrate from the previous SDK to here as well. But I would say, like, how does a wagmi user start, right, their journey? So they come to wagmi docs and simply start the wagmi introduction uh, example. Let me see if we can quickly use this package somewhere, um, which is getting started, right? Yes, this is the
Yep.
easiest one, right? So nothing crazy. So it's just pnpm create wagmi. It will ask you to put your wagmi demo. MMC is MetaMask Connect for short. So there are a bunch of options. Let's go with React for simplicity and React Bit. Um, and as simple as that, you have your wagmi demo ready. You do pnpm install. I just have a shortcut for uh, doing things faster, like pi pnpm install, and you do the prd, which is pnpm run dev. Hopefully, yeah. So you're back, right? So this is the boilerplate code that comes out of the box for do we see this? Nice, lovely. So this comes out of the box from wagmi, right? And you'll ask that, even if I mean, have the MetaMask extension and probably all the other extensions as well. If you see my extension list, it's not just pinned, but like these are the ones. So these are by default providers that you get out of the box from you know wagmi. Even if you do this, you'll still be able to connect and get the things. So this is good that it just works out of the box for MetaMask. But like, what happens if the extension is not installed? Let me see. Go back and come to a state where, I mean, I don't have any extension. So how do I uh, allow my dApps or users, right? My dApps users to interact with MetaMask in specific, or even through the injected providers, right? So let me walk you through the code and just see like what we need to do. So like if you have seen, there are multiple connectors. Let's talk about the injected one, and we'll use this in the code flow. So let's stop this and bring back the cursor, which will have more context here about the code and what we get out of the box, right? So what are we looking at is the simple app, and then this is just the wagmi standard packages. It's nothing crazy here. But like, if you want to use the providers, like probably the injected provider, right? So you just simply paste the injected, probably wrong file. It should be in the wagmi, and you paste the injected one here, and you pass the connectors here, right? And just pass in the injected. So what it does, if you go back here and refresh, funny enough, I stopped the server. So we do the PRD to run the server, which is pnpm run dev. Sorry about my shortcuts. So you can see that apart from these previously available, options, we have something called injected, right? And upon doing this, this is something called the own burden of the injections. Basically, I would say that it's up to the users to choose now, like which of the extension or which of the wallet they want to use, right? And which is not a great experience. Like if you want your dApp to be part of the getting the dApps, getting the users from the MetaMask, and users who have MetaMask, and how would you get in touch with that? Like, I mean, you can do that with MetaMask, right over here. But like, even when you come to the incognito mode, where there is no extension installed, you still get a injected provider here, right? Clicking on it, it says that, oh, you don't have any provider. So it's like, okay, how do we do about this? How do we go about that, right? So, and you see MetaMask is here at last. Let's see what happens, right? So there is similar to injected. You can read more about this. And so the one thing that happened, not just because it's an injected, so I didn't have to do anything there, but in wagmi 3, if you're using any connectors, not just the MetaMask connector or MetaMask Connect APM packages, right? So you need to install the package which is powering that connector. Like if you even go for, I would say, the Coinbase wallet, you need to install the Coinbase wallet. If you want to go to the Tempo wallet, you need to install those package. So it's not like hey, I still need to do this uh, for sure, but before that I need to install the latest package. So let me do that, which is basically pnpm add the same thing that we did with the previous quick start example, right? So I hope these are visible. If not, these are very straightforward. Nothing crazy here. I'll just run the servers, and what I can do is that I can just bring the MetaMask over here, right? Which is another form of connector. And I simply do the MetaMask. You can pass in some of the configurations that you asked normally with the MetaMask Connect EVM package that we saw in the quick start. So what it does is that like you quickly see that like MetaMask is at least above, but it just works again similar way. But now this MetaMask is not the default MetaMask that you get out of the wagmi. You get connected, you have this flow, everything is working. It's not something out of the box. But when you go to the incognito mode, this is where the MetaMask SDK signs, right? Because or in not just in incognito mode or a play at a at where the MetaMask extension is not installed or the MetaMask wallet extension is not installed, you get an option of MetaMask. Clicking this, you basically get the same, the let me do the hide. So basically this, so which is what we also saw in MetaMask Connect EVM package when we were seeing the the quick start. So when you do this, either you scan it from your mobile and log in through the MetaMask wallet available on your mobile device, or one can install the extension just clicking over here and just follow the steps, and then they will be able to get the wallet, right? And yeah, this is how the whole migration would happen, or how the MetaMask installation would look like. When we talk about the migration specifically, right? So like you just need to uninstall this package that I was saying, right? And install the EVM. And if you're on wagmi 2 or even 3.5, right, it will not work, the MetaMask Connect package. So you need to be on MetaMask, the wagmi 3.6 and above, or wagmi connector 8 and above. So this is here for someone who's very uh, coming out of the old packages, and they want specific ones, specific versions to just get started with Connect. They can just follow this documentation on our docs site on how to migrate from the previous SDK to here. And I mean, still, wagmi V2 version still works even in V3, but it's better to use the newer, the newer hooks, which we have highlighted in this table. Like if you're using something like use accounts, you will use the use connections, and similarly do the rest, right? So I'm not sure how much time. I think yes, we have some time, and we can quickly look into one other one, is how do we migrate from the previous SDK. And there I would utilize the complete LLM, help. So this is we maintain a lot of examples when we work with MetaMask Connect, which is probably sitting here, MetaMask Connect examples on github.com/MetaMask/MetaMask Connect examples. Similarly, we were maintaining the SDK examples previously. So even if you go today, you can still find out a couple of examples over there, which works because it just works even today, right? So let me see if we can quickly show that. So we have even for our latest examples as well. So I use the dgit a lot, so that it lets you cherry pick only the accounts, because if you wanted to clone the whole example, consider having this repo exam having 100 plus examples. It's bad that you download all just to run one example. You can simply copy this step, and let's see if we can put this one here. Go back. So I think anything on that for the wagmi. I think we are clear. Do you have any question on that? Happy to address those. If not, let's
We have
see it.
we had some question for Madarsh. I think you already kind of like answer. Like, what's the difference between the kind of wagmi and I assume obviously MetaMask Connect? Just kind of
Correct.
like like an easy answer here. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the difference is basically when you work with wagmi, you get the options to work with a lot of other connectors, and with MetaMask Connect itself is that package which just lets you connect nicely with MetaMask, even if your user does not have MetaMask extension installed, so that they can utilize the MetaMask mobile wallet. Um, so yeah,
Okay.
so I just ran that. This the simple helper, a long line of code which I just copied from my GitHub repo over here, right? And how does this looks like? I think we're good. We can do the again simple stuff. PI is basically pnpm install, pnpm run dev, which is PRD. When you see over here, because we already have a server running, how does this look like, right? So localhost this. So this has everything. This works. This is the previous version of the SDK. It just works for that part. But like if you want to do the heavy lifting here, uh, you should either do the heavy lifting yourself, or just give this guide to the LLM. And this is exactly what I'll do. Use this guide and migrate from legacy, you know, MetaMask SDK to latest ML. So I keep calling it MetaMask SML, but yeah, it is MetaMask Connect AVM, right? And since this is a complete, migration, I would encourage people, if you're using LLM, use the plan mode, because that gives you the steps that you can maybe
Agree.
probably
Yeah.
customize more, and it just prepares the whole thing. So it's nothing crazy over here that we do, but like like since the LLM is running, and we can validate most of it right later. But like what the LLM will still do that is that it will go through this guide, uh, you know, and then do the installation of the previous MetaMask SDK. Because if you see I think my package dependency, it is still running on the MetaMask SDK 33, which is like a deprecated package now. But it will take care of these, and then we also have everything nicely set up. So it's not just picking up this, but also the llm.txt that we have on this page embedded. So it will take care of all these steps, remove the old one, bring the new ones, and then we have it a simple a table just to navigate like what exactly happens, and just give the connect state from the previous to now. And yeah, it also not just covers that, but also does the sign messages, how to handle the provider. So I think everything is listed, and we try to cover most of it here. uh, so let's see, what does the LLM say? For React integration, which pattern do you prefer? Custom EVM provider or use wagmi? So it did more than just that. It is looking to add even wagmi over here. So yeah, I think the easiest would be to do the wagmi. Like like if you're not, if you can do it either way, but at this stage, if you want the custom flow, just do the basics. If not, this LLM will take care of that,
I
right?
really like
So
planning mode because it gets you also to brainstorm like a
yeah,
solution, right? Instead of diving deep.
yeah, completely trusting the whole thing. You can just because this, as you said, that it asks you a couple of questions. It just not look into your code, or the code the link that I have provided, but also looking through the wagmi React connectors packages and everything, and try to find out most of it. So I think it might take some time to run it through, but like it will be able to just migrate from there to this repo. I think I have something already. I've done something here. I'm not sure, like if you can show. Uh, I think I have, and then we do the MC stream. Yeah, this is what I was testing out. So just to give you the context, so I did the MMC SDK React Quick Start already, and I'll just show like what it will give you, the whole flow. Glad I tested it because it will take a lot of time just to go through this process. But like if you see the whole step over here itself, I ran through the similar, like use this guide and migrate from the legacy SDK to migrate, like the similar flows. At that time, it was not looking through the wagmi packages, maybe because of the context that we recently did with the wagmi example, right? So it was able to understand, like, what packages they need to upgrade, how the whole singleton client module need to happen, and then like the whole process will go about, right? And let's see if we run through this, and like if you read through the code, like it just does this basic, like migrating from the previous client dot connect to the similar style that we have right now. And where I can see, you can see here, which is this, and this is powering the same connect. And if we do the incognito, just to show that, like, if it's showing me the correct ones or not, right? So it might break for a reason because we didn't provide the, yes, so cannot create because of the, the RPC, sorry, the Infura API key not provided. So once you provide that Infura key API, this error goes away, and then just works for that. So yeah, I think we touched wagmi, we touched how to do the, the migration from the SDK. Most of the code is here. The other thing that most of people use, if you're here, just wanted to bring it into the cloud, just do this. Ask the cloud, like, just full context,
It's
copy
super
this,
useful. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's super. It's very simple to use,
Yeah,
and
I
just
wish more docs
bring
will
it.
have this type of integration because it's very easy, straightforward.
Yeah, true. And the next thing that we are working on is something called plugins. So let me quickly show you a quick preview of what's upcoming. So if you have most of your plugins installed, you can find it in browser marketplace as well. But like this is what the plugin that we are working on, MetaMask Connect. And then once you try this in the chat, it will give you the context of like what this plugin can do. But this is locally that we are testing right now. Once this passes all the tests that we have, um, anyone can install this plugin from the Cursor marketplace. And what it does is, like, if you can see that it has 3 agents, and then a couple of rules on what you need to do, the best practices on EVM chain ID, and there are like 18 different skills specific on like how to set up an EVM React app, or let's say how to set up a multi-chain React app. All things you can just basically ask this plugin, and this will be able to just get you get you through that. So yeah, this was the overall migration, like how you would do, and how migrating from the, or how to integrate in the wagmi, how to do the the migration itself. So I think the next section was about how to go multi-chain, right? So multi-chain again has the similar flow. It's nothing crazy. I would not, just for the sake of time, I'll go very quickly, that like you just follow the docs, go to multi-chain. There are multiple examples from React Native, Node, and JavaScript. Feel free to give the same URL or open it in cloud, uh, or ChatGPT, or wherever you want. Put it in Cursor, and then I think the LLMs will straight away take it. If you have anything, we have at the end that where you can ask questions. So we call it Builder Hub. I will give you the link in the session. So this was that, and I think yeah. Next
Cool.
we can talk about Kyberswap, which is our partner. Maybe Francesco, you want to introduce Ken?
Yeah. I mean, just to give like some context for the people listening, yeah, we're running this like live coding session, but we're always trying to integrate some specific technology, and we're also like bringing kind of like cool partners that are actually like integrating the MetaMask stack around their ecosystem. And I think this time we have Ken here explaining a bit about KyberSwap, what it is, how it's integrated. Again, like welcome back. I know you're eager to share some screen and kind of like tell, but let's do some intro. What is KyberSwap? Like what is a story? Also like a fun fact about you, like anything that you wanna talk about. We're super happy to hear.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, it was such a useful sessions, guys, and happy to share a little bit about like kind of Squad. Can you move on to the next slide? I guess
Of
there's some
course.
information. Yeah. So basically, we are like the top leading DEX aggregator on EVM. We've been around since 2017 already, and we still keep building. I think MetaMask and Cabers has already been like a very close partner. We supporting, like the in-app swapping for MetaMask users, and MetaMask is one of the biggest, volume driver for us in Kyber, and we really appreciate this partnership as well. So yeah, recently MetaMask has released this MetaMask Connect, which is a huge improvement on the UI. And I'm gonna share a little bit of screen to show you what it exactly look like on the user flow. For example on a dApp itself. Okay.
Nice. Sounds good. Exciting.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Let me know if you can see my screen,
Yes.
or is it
I'm pulling
like
it.
a bit?
Pulling it up. Perfect. We can see it.
Is it big enough, or should I,
I think it's I
zoom a
think
little bit?
it's that's
Yep,
exactly. That's good.
this is better.
Perfect.
Okay. Just a little bit. All right. So here's the like the normal user interface of CapSwap. So you can go here, trade any tokens you like on EVM chains. We probably supporting a lot of EVM chains at the moment. So you can basically go here and swap your favorite tokens. So in the past, right, before this update happened, so if you, let's say right now my browser don't have any MetaMask extensions. So if I want to connect, I need to go here and then connect, and then it's going to redirect me to another website, which is metamask.io. And from here, I need to install my extensions in order to use MetaMask and connect my MetaMask, right? And then I need to go back, and then after that I also I can finally able to swap my tokens. But right now everything is very clean, very smooth. So let's say I don't have any MetaMask extension in my browser right now. I can just press connect. I go into MetaMask, it's here, and then boom, everything is ready. There's basically a QR code right now. It can help me to log in with my phone. So I have my phone here, right? I have my MetaMask app in my phone that I already use a lot of times, and then I can basically just scan this QR code. So I'm gonna scan it now. Give me a second. Let me scan it. Something wrong with my camera.
This is not just a live coding session, it's also like live demo.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
it sometimes just does not. That's it when you stream, and it was working.
a second, yeah. I think my internet connection is a little bit slow.
Yeah.
All right, let me try it again. I go to my app and then I press scan QR code. Uh, it doesn't recognize it.
Can you
Yeah,
refresh
give
and
me a
try
second.
again?
Yep, let me try to refresh it
The
again.
demo gods.
Yeah.
And then we uh, and then I go to my MetaMask. MetaMask. I just need to scan it. It's so weird. Somehow it's do not recognize.
But yeah, could be because of the screen that we're sharing. Because I also don't see the QR code
Yeah,
popping nicely. But it
right.
was
No.
it was working. I'm evident for
You guys
that.
tried
Yeah,
even before the live
it
stream.
worked just now. Actually, it worked just now, beautifully.
Yes, exactly.
Uh, Before the session, I tried
What
it with.
about if you're increasing the size of the QR code? Because like
Or
screen
maybe the
sharing
screen share.
on the live stream is decreasing the quality.
Let's try to do it again. Like that. All right, and then I press connect. You try to change this, for example, change to avalanche, for example, MetaMask, right? Somehow it's not recognizing.
What about if you just zoom in the QR code? Just
I'm trying.
Yeah, like zoom the whole
no, like from the screen side,
on the browser,
kind of like
if you can.
on the browser specific, right?
Yeah. Let me try to zoom out a bit. You know? Let's see.
Okay.
Oh yeah, just now.
Oh,
Yeah. But I think it's because
yeah, you.
So we
I think
found
it's
out. There you are.
yeah. Yeah. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it, guys. Got it. Got it here.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I think it's because of the zooming function.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's not
zooming on the
really
screen share is always tricky.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So let me, yeah, basically that's it. So I scan it from my QR code from the MetaMask app, and then I try to, connect here, and then basically I can just transact right now. So it's very convenient. All right. Yeah. So I think this is it. It's like it take our dev for like just one day to complete this, and it's very convenient for me as a user because I use MetaMask a lot. And sometimes my browser, I use like a different browser. Sometimes the browser don't have the extension, so I just can use my phone to quickly swap the token or like quickly swap a memes on Ethereum, and that's it. Everything's done beautifully.
Yeah, I would say like
Yeah, that's
having
good.
your wallet on the mobile side, and if you do the the login through this approach of the QR code, at least you have not, like, let's say if you're somehow the browser compromised, right, or your wallet is there, so
Yeah,
at least you have things on your mobile, and it's probably, it may not be the accurate way, but like you can have a 2FA flow that you initiate it on your browser, but you confirm it on your mobile wallet, just to be extra safe from that. But yeah, this is good. And also, I would just want to say how fast the Kyberswap team is, because when we reached out to them about the same process, and we highlighted that, like, hey, you guys are still on the MetaMask Connect SDK. Would you be interested in upgrading it to the MetaMask Connect because of these advantages that it has? And they were so kind enough to just do it within a day. Like, I would love, like, their engineers to talk about this, but unfortunately he was not
yeah,
available. But like probably it would not have taken him more than an hour, hopefully, just to do the whole the migration. So that was
awesome.
so good. Thank you guys for supporting this.
Oh yeah.
So
Can I share a little bit about like a new recent,
Yeah,
like
please.
product
yeah.
from Kyber? Like on top of the MetaMask Connect, right? So after we, right after we, like supporting the MetaMask Connect, we just basically released a new, a new feature called Smart Settlement. This has already been enabled for all of the MetaMask user as well. So yeah. So what is the smart, like settlement, right? So I just want to have a couple of minutes to talk about something we just rolled out, and I think it's genuinely help a lot of DeFi users. So here's the problem: every single one of us actually has faced this at some point in time. So for example, if you go to swap and then the aggregator show you a very great quote, and then when you hit confirm, and by the time you hit the transaction and it's land on chain, you basically get less than what is quoted. Sometimes the pool move, or sometimes like the market maker widening their spread right before the execution, or sometimes you got sandwich attached by the MEV, right? So we have just released the smart settlement for all MetaMask user, and also everyone go on Kyberswap can already enjoy this new feature as well. The smart settlement is built to close this swap, and right now most aggregator today pick the best route at quote time before the submit. But Kyberswap does that with our dynamic or our smart settlement. So that feature add a second layer at the execution time to make sure like we are choosing the best possible rate at that moment. So this actually helps to get more tokens that you can receive protect you from bad behavior from prop AMM, and also protect you from sandwich attack from the MEV. So yeah, I think this is what we just been released, and you can go to Kyber Swap, or you can actually go into MetaMask, try the swap within the MetaMask asset core, and then you can enjoy the way much better rate at the time of execution. So yeah, I think that's it from my end. Thank you so much for the time and opportunity to share this with you guys.
Yeah, this is lovely because
No,
each
pleasure.
time I swap it through a DEX aggregator, the things that I get a quote, probably I never end up getting those. So this is good,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
also best with the MEV protection that it has. So yeah, uh, would love to explore more. So yeah,
Thank you.
Exciting.
we reached to the end of the session.
Yeah,
So
we made it on time.
yeah, we're right on time. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Builder Hub, which is a discourse platform, which is builder.metamask.io, which is a fun place to hang out with other developers. And if you have any questions around MetaMask in general or MetaMask developer, we are there to respond to your questions. Apart from that, like docs.metamask.io has everything covered, but specifically for MetaMask Connect, go to /MetaMask Connect on the docs. And if you are interested in how the overall SDK looks like, we have a Connect mono repo on MetaMask. That is where the whole of our package is available. Feel free to scan it, see what is there. If you have any feature requests, feel free to raise it in the issues, and we'll try to address it through the engineering channel. So yeah, and we also run office hours every month, last Thursday. So yeah, we yeah, do join those sessions just to understand like what's happening in general about MetaMask and MetaMask
Yes.
in developer. So yeah, over to you.
Yeah, even if you have questions,
Yeah.
there is a bunch of people always asking questions in those office hours. I think it's good. I mean, you kind of like told everything, Shabazz. I was very excited about definitely like the live coding integration and the multiple example also on the migration side. I also learned on Kyber. I mean, I think like mobile login with QR code is also very straightforward. Also like for like some kind of like a 2FA easier if you want to get in the right account faster. So there is a lot of like advantages that I see. Also like especially when you deal with like DeFi and DEX specifically, when you're actually like handling different accounts. Okay, sounds good. So thanks so much. Yeah, thanks so much, Ken. Thanks so much, Shabazz. I think that was super useful. We sent a bunch of links also like in the live chat. And again, office hours, also like end of the month, we have also our MetaMask community call where you also like both invite, but also give an highlights around the ecosystem updates. The mono repo that Shabazz shared here is also shared. And yeah, also like if you want to hack or something, this is not specific to Connect related, but we have also MetaMask DevHook of happening on smart account. And yeah, if you want to kind of deep dive in the smart account and permission kind of like ecosystem. And soon we also like do one on Connect, so stay tuned. So thanks everyone. And yeah, looking forward to our next live coding section. Awesome.
Thanks
Cheers,
everyone.
bye.